And I've always liked LeBron, but him being a bully, it turned me off, Dan. Going on Pat's show just bullying people. Because LeBron, he's a control freak. He knows everything he's doing.
LeBron James just got absolutely torched by Charles Barkley, and this time it was personal. We have seen Barkley go after LeBron before, we have heard the GOAT debate takes. We have watched him defend Michael Jordan for years, but what Barkley just said on national television takes things to a completely different level. He called LeBron a bully, he called him a control freak. And he made it clear that after decades of respecting LeBron as a player, something has fundamentally changed in how he sees the man. And here's the thing, Barkley is not alone. Scottie Pippen just jumped in with his own shots. The legends are lining up and they are not holding back. So what exactly did Barkley say that has the basketball world buzzing? Why is LeBron catching heat from so many Hall of Famers right now? And is there actually something to this criticism? Or is this just another case of old heads who cannot appreciate modern greatness? Let us get into it. It all started when LeBron James made a decision that shocked a lot of people. He went on the Pat McAfee Show in March 2025 and decided to go after members of the media, not just any media members either. He called out Stephen A. Smith, the biggest name in sports television. And then he went after Brian Windhorst, a reporter who has literally covered LeBron's career since he was in high school in Akron.
Brian Windhorst on one of these shows not too long ago, says he's like my fucking best friend. These guys are just.
A guy who has been in LeBron's corner for over 2 decades. Charles Barkley saw all of this unfold, and a few days later he sat down with Dan Patrick and delivered one of the most brutal assessments of LeBron we have heard in years. He did not sugarcoat it. He did not try to be diplomatic. He just said exactly what was on his mind.
They both had an awful week. They both had an awful week. LeBron, he's too big to be that type of bully. To bully Stephen A. and to bully Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst is a sweet person, man. He's just trying to do his thing. And I've always liked LeBron, but him being a bully, it turned me off, Dan.
Think about what just happened there. Charles Barkley, a man who has always spoken highly of LeBron's talent, a guy who has defended LeBron in plenty of debates over the years, just called him a bully on national television. He said it turned him off. That is not basketball criticism, that is personal. That is Barkley saying something changed in how he views LeBron as a human being, and he was just getting started. Barkley kept going, and what he said next cut even deeper.
And Stephen A is a good dude, man. For him to react, LeBron, like I say, I blame him for starting the bullying, going on Pat's show just bullying people. Because, LeBron, he's a control freak. He knows everything he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows everything he's doing. He knew when he walked up to Stephen A what he was doing.
A control freak. Barkley is saying that nothing LeBron does is accidental. Every move is calculated. Every public confrontation is planned. When LeBron walked up to Stephen A. Smith courtside at that Lakers game, Barkley believes he knew exactly what he was doing. He was sending a message. He was trying to intimidate, and Barkley is not having it. But here's where things get really interesting, because this criticism from Barkley is not some sudden change of heart. This is actually the latest chapter in a story he has been telling about LeBron for over a decade. And when you put all the pieces together, the picture he paints is devastating. See, Barkley has always questioned something fundamental about LeBron. Not his skills, not his statistics, not his basketball IQ, something deeper than all of that, something that goes to the very core of who LeBron is as a competitor. Back in May 2023, Barkley appeared on the Spittin' Chiclets podcast and explained exactly what separates LeBron from the true greats in his mind. And honestly, this might be the most brutal thing anyone has ever said about LeBron's legacy.
First of all, they're three of the greatest players ever. But LeBron's a nice guy. Nobody ever said that shit about Michael and Kobe. Nobody ever said, man, that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they're nice guys. Nobody ever said that shit. Michael and Kobe, they were dangerous. They'd kill your ass. LeBron's great, but he's a nice guy.
LeBron is a nice guy. Now on the surface that sounds like a compliment. But in the world Charles Barkley comes from, in the world of killers like Jordan and Kobe, being called nice is the ultimate insult. It means you do not have that thing, that edge, that darkness inside you that makes opponents genuinely afraid to face you. Barkley explained this even further on that same podcast.
He had to learn to be competitive because the killer instinct is not something like and Michael was one of my best friends ever. And I got to know Kobe a little bit. They will kill you to win. LeBron, he wants to win. But LeBron at the end of the day is a really nice guy. So You can't learn to be a natural-born killer.
You cannot learn to be a natural-born killer. That is Charles Barkley's verdict on LeBron James. He's saying that Jordan and Kobe were born with something that LeBron simply does not have. No amount of training, no amount of experience, no amount of championships can give you that killer instinct if it is not already inside you. And according to Barkley, LeBron just does not have it. Now, if it was just Barkley saying these things, you might be able to dismiss it. Maybe he has a personal issue with LeBron. Maybe he is just trying to generate headlines. But here is the problem for LeBron fans. Barkley is not alone, not even close. Just this past January, Scottie Pippen sat down for an interview on the PBD podcast with Patrick Bet-David, and he delivered his own devastating assessment of LeBron's career. Remember, this is Scottie Pippen, the guy who won 6 championships with Michael Jordan, the guy who was there for every single Bulls title run in the 1990s. If anyone understands what championship greatness looks like, it is him.
Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron?
As a team standpoint.
Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron as a team standpoint?
My success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings.
6 rings. Scottie Pippen, a guy most people consider the greatest sidekick in NBA history, is claiming he has been more successful than LeBron James. Think about how crazy that is. LeBron has every individual accolade you can imagine. He is the all-time leading scorer. He has been to 10 finals, but Pippen is saying none of that matters because when it comes to actually winning championships, he has LeBron beat. And when the host pushed back, Pippen doubled down with a shot that cuts right to the heart of LeBron's legacy.
You want individual accolades or you want championships? Because I didn't chase mine.
I did not chase mine. That is a direct attack on everything LeBron has done since 2010, leaving Cleveland to join Wade and Bosh in Miami, going back to Cleveland to play with Kyrie, going to Los Angeles to team up with Anthony Davis. Pippen is saying that LeBron had to stack the deck in his favor every single time while he won his 6 rings by staying loyal and competing with what he had. And this criticism from the legends is not new. It has been building for years. After the Golden State Warriors swept LeBron's Cavaliers in the 2018 finals, Barkley went on NBA TV and made a statement so bold, so aggressive, that it is still being talked about today.
Bro, I'm just going to say this. Any media person that I see in person for the rest of my life who try to tell me LeBron James is good as Michael Jordan, I'm just going to slap the hell out of him right on the spot. Right on the damn spot. No question asked. And I'm going to take my chances with the judicial system.
That is not a hot take. That is conviction, and he kept going, making sure everyone understood exactly how serious he was. And remember, Barkley actually played against Jordan. He knows firsthand what made MJ different. He felt that killer instinct on the court. So when he says LeBron does not have it, he's speaking from experience that none of us have. And when Barkley saw LeBron go on the Pat McAfee Show and attack those reporters, it confirmed everything he had suspected. LeBron wants to control the narrative. He wants to be called the greatest, and he will bully anyone who does not fall in line, and Pippen was not finished. In that same interview, he explained exactly why he believes LeBron and Jordan cannot even be compared, and his reasoning might be the most brutal thing anyone has said about this debate.
When someone like LeBron has to spread that out for 20-plus years, it's not the same drive. It's not the same fight. It's not the same hunger. And so when people try to make those comparisons of those two players, it's like talking to someone in the front seat and the back seat. They ain't even in the same lane.
Pippen is saying that Jordan compressed all of his greatness into 12 to 14 years of pure dominance. Every single night, maximum intensity, no packing himself, no load management, just relentless killer basketball. LeBron, on the other hand, has spread his career over 2 decades. And according to Pippen, that means the drive simply is not the same. The hunger is not the same. The fire is not the same. Closing commentary. So where does that leave LeBron James? What is the actual verdict from the men who shared the floor with legends, who bled through championships, who know what it smells like inside a Game 7 huddle? Charles Barkley says LeBron is a bully and a control freak who lacks the killer instinct that defined Jordan and Kobe. Scottie Pippen says his own team's success surpasses LeBron's, and that LeBron had to chase his championships instead of earning them organically. Barkley has been saying for years that LeBron is simply too nice to be considered alongside the true greats. And here's the thing you cannot argue away: these are not random voices on social media. These are Hall of Famers, these are champions, these are men who understand what it takes to win at the highest level because they actually did it. They were in the arena, they felt the pressure, they know what separates good from great and great from legendary. The numbers say LeBron is one of the greatest players ever: the scoring record, the longevity, The 10 finals appearances, all of that is incredible and it deserves respect. But the legends are measuring something different. They are measuring heart. They are measuring fear. They are measuring that killer instinct that you either have or you do not. And by that standard, they are telling you LeBron James falls short. Is Charles Barkley right? Is LeBron James really just a nice guy who lacks the killer instinct of the true greats? Or is this just jealousy from an older generation that cannot accept that the game has changed? Drop your take. This debate is far from over. And if you want more content breaking down the real conversations in basketball, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications.